Hey, a lot of my clients have been coming in with cervical problems, tightness in the neck. A lot of it is due to some of the mandatory masks or having your head tilted down using a phone or other device. So we're going to go through a little simple stretch routine that you can use anytime you're feeling a little bit of tension in the neck, front or back, and this will help release the tension. So I first wanted to start with just a simple warm-up, taking your neck side to side, just to warm up the muscles in the sides of the neck so we don't go into stretching cold. And adding on some back and front. So you can kind of get a feel for how your neck is moving and where your tension is being held. Side to side, back and front. Next, we're going to stretch the front of the neck. So you're going to place your hands underneath the clavicle here, or collarbone, and lift your chin kind of up and over till you feel a nice little tug. And the front muscle is called the platysma, so it actually wraps from the chin all the way down to the chest, like a little sheet. And on every exhale, you're just going to add a little bit more space between your chin and your chest. You're going to hold each one of these for 30 to 60 seconds, whatever feels good. Or longer if you have the time. Next, we're going to go on a bit of a diagonal, stretching SCM and a little bit of the forward attachment muscles here. So you're going to have your hand underneath the clavicle and lift your chin on the diagonal until you feel that lengthen in the side here. It'll be different for everybody, but I kind of want you to play with it side to side. Again, creating space, 30 to 60 seconds or longer. And on every exhale, try to add a little bit of range of motion. You even sometimes feel it a little bit coming from the ear and behind. You can do that on both sides. So have your hand same placement and chin up on the diagonal, playing with it down and up. It's kind of a feathering of the muscle fibers, stretching different ones on different angles. And then we're going to use this principle for the entire routine. And then we're going to do the sides. So have your hand just resting on top of your head. And we're just hitting the scalene muscles right here, the little triangle muscles on the side. And we're not pulling, but just adding the weight of your hand. And if you want, you can open up the opposite arm if it adds a little bit more. And then again, thinking about pushing your shoulder towards the floor, open the chest. And then switching sides when you're ready. Feel free to give it a little bit of rotation to help it reset. And then the same idea on this side. Notice how different sides have different ranges of motion here. So you can open the chest again, push the shoulder down actively, and feel the space creating from your ear to your shoulder, creating space. And don't put it till it feels like it's going to fall off the bone. Just enough to feel a little bit of a tug, because that's when we're going to hit the fascial levels. Now we're going to make our way to the back of the neck. So just like we did on the diagonal in the front, we're going to have a diagonal to the back. So imagine like a circle around your head. You're going to work in this quadrant, going a little bit back and forth. And play with it again, holding it 30 to 60 seconds. And when you find a place that you'd like to stay to lengthen, feel free to add the weight of your hand. But where we're going here is into levator scap. This is a really good muscle to stretch if you can get it. And kind of feel where it is. It'll be the one that is the tightest for sure. And we're also going to do that on the other side. So one side might be a little bit looser than the other, and that's fine. That's okay. So again, on this quadrant, down and up. And then we're going to go directly to the back of the neck. So you can have your chin rest on your chest. And this is good right here. You feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of the neck. If you want a little bit more, you can have the weight of your hands just resting on the top of your head, slightly posterior. This one should feel really, really good. And you can kind of breathe into it and see how your head drops lower and lower as the fascia and the muscles release. The longer you hold it, it's super cool. And then we're gonna put it together. So chin forward, side, side. Feel which side needs a little bit more release. Feel free to stay and move on. Move your head to the back and roll side to side. Feel free to add the hands again so you can get a little bit more front here. And feel how much your neck has released in the last few minutes. Great job, guys.